Hey friends, welcome back to the channel if you have been here before, or welcome if it is your first time tuning in. Today I have a hypothetical for you and a topic that I want to discuss and I would love for you guys to weigh in on. Let's say that you have just found this hobby. You've stumbled upon it somehow, some way, and you are so excited because you've always been into dolls, especially baby dolls, and you love babies, and lifelike art is something that you can appreciate. So you're like, oh my gosh, I really want to get involved in this. I really want to participate. So you go out and buy your first lifelike baby doll, whether it be an Ashton Drake, a Reborn, a silicone, whatever. And then the doll comes home and you show it to your partner, your family, your spouse, your whomever, someone that you love and care for. And you share it with that person or persons. And their response is way less than enthusiastic. In fact, they are disturbed. Or they're like, wait, what? What are you doing? What is this all about? And their response just brings you down. It just totally deflates you. And you're like, wait a minute, why? Why are you responding that way? What's wrong? And someone that you love and care about is making you feel less than because you have made the decision to get involved in this hobby. Or they are suddenly looking at you like you've lost it. I mean, it happens, guys. It happens quite a bit. And you're left with wondering whether perhaps you ought to have checked in with them and tried to get a read from them on how they would feel about this potentially. Or maybe you just, your instinct is to just go on the defense, right? And you're like, leave me alone, let me do what I want to do. I'm not hurting you, I'm not hurting anybody. But at the end of the day, you're left a little bit defeated in your spirit. What then? What is the next move for you? Let's talk about that today in this video.
If you love dolls, babies, and fun, then you're in the right place.
Where exactly?
Once upon a wish.
So before I get too far along into this discussion, let me quickly talk about this beautiful baby before you. This is my Ada. Ada is a full-bodied silicone baby. She was produced by Romy Stridham, sculpted, cast, poured, painted, and rooted by Romy. This little one has my heart, lock, stock, and barrel. She's a dream baby. I just changed Ada and her brother out of their Easter outfits, and I put Ada into this adorable two-piece knit set that I found at Target. I love pastel pink on this baby, and I love knits on this baby, so this is just perfect. And I love the delicate details of this set. The top is like a little sweater, which buttons up all the way up. It has a ruffled collar and ruffles around the wrists and a little hem there, and it has a little diamond cutout pattern running through the entirety of the set, and the little bloomer also has ruffles right around the top of the leg. They are shorts. And she's wearing her precious little booty socks I got from Next. I love them, you guys. They're also in that baby pink color, and they have flowers on it as well. And you can see Ada's wearing one of the headbands that I made for her. This one has her name on it with little pearls in between the letters. And she's still snuggling with her little Easter bunny toy that she got for the holiday. That's by Itsy Ritzy, I think. So yeah, guys, here she is, and she's napping this morning on a beautiful sunny day that isn't actually as beautiful as it appears. It's very, very chilly out there today. So a few videos back, I spoke too soon, guys. I jinxed it. I was like, yay, we have our springtime temps, and then it plummeted. Today, I think the high is only going to be around 50, so we're gonna stay indoors. Yeah, we're gonna stay indoors. But they are claiming that by Friday, we're going to get back up into the 70s again, or high 60s, 70s, that we're going to stay there for a few days. And believe me, you guys, I am anxiously looking forward to that, because I am done with the cold. I'm done with it. I just want to get to spring and summer. I have no patience. I have like zero patience. So, the situation that I opened this video with is not something that I just pulled out of thin air. It is a circumstance that I have heard more than once from other people in this community. It is one that perhaps you can relate to. And I feel like it is something that each one of us has dealt with in some way, shape, or form. So whether or not you got direct pushback from someone in your life, or whether the pushback came in the form of feeling strange about sharing this hobby with people that you know, I think it all boils down to two things: confidence and boundaries. And I want to talk about that today because I think it is so important that we, as collectors, learn early on that both confidence and boundaries are things that will really help us to secure our space in this hobby. So I want to say, unless you've been blissfully unaware or living under a rock someplace, you probably know that the idea of this hobby, as it has become framed in the public, people who don't understand it, is largely very negative. You have people who claim to want to begin to understand it and want to present it to their viewers as something positive, but by and large, I feel like those people are just looking to exploit the hobby, and they're just looking to exaggerate it. They want views. They want to make us seem like we're just a little bit off our rockers, right? So I think that initially that response undermines any feeling of being secure or confident that we hope to have when we become involved in this hobby. I don't think I'll ever forget the look on my husband's face when I showed him my first lifelike doll, which was an Ashton Drake baby. And he looked at it, and he looked at me, and he was like, "You all right?" I mean, I can laugh about it because my husband's pretty easygoing, and he's like, whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy. But I truly think that in that moment, he was like, uh-oh. Houston, we have a problem. And I very quickly explained that I'd always loved dolls and the whole 9 yards. And, he was like, okay, you do you. So while his response wasn't terribly negative or judgmental, I got the immediate impression that, I was going to have to explain this in a certain way. I was going to have to frame this in a certain way with my family, with my kids, or whomever, to make it so that they wouldn't think that I was, cracking up. So I started to think of ways to rationalize why I wanted to buy dolls at my ripe old age. If I started about 10 years ago, I would have been about 53 when I first brought a lifelike doll home. And I was like, okay, I see here that I'm going to have to stay on my toes, at least initially. And it didn't put me off to the hobby, but I will admit that I was struck by the reality. I was struck by the harsh reality that when it comes to lifelike dolls, not everyone is going to appreciate them the same way that I do, and the same way that we all do, those of us in this hobby. I remember a while back, I had someone comment on one of my videos stating that they would love to buy a Reborn, but that their husband, their spouse, their family would totally not hear of it. I've also had people tell me on my channel that they brought a doll home and their significant other or whomever was like, no way, get rid of it. And it made me so sad that anybody would feel that they could not explore and enjoy this hobby just simply because someone else in their family wasn't comfortable with it. Where are the boundaries? And why? Why is it okay for anyone, whether they be a family member, a friend, a stranger, anyone, to impose upon us their restrictions? We can talk about boundaries with people we care for. Then we can get them to understand that whether or not they ever come to understand the attraction of this hobby for us, they can still respect us and look past it and just let us be. So I kind of feel like confidence and boundaries are two sides of the same coin. If we're confident about a decision we've made or anything that we are doing, then I think it would be natural for us to expect the boundary to be a respectful, even a respectful indifference would be okay, but just a respectful attitude. And what I mean by indifference is perhaps someone will never really understand or accept it, but they just evoke an indifferent response. So while they're not going to harshly condemn or criticize you, they're also not going to want to be involved directly with the hobby. And that's okay, again, as long as they're not tearing you down with that indifference. So the idea for me became about making sure that I maintained a confident outlook about this hobby. Like, yeah, you may not understand it, but it is something that I enjoy, and it brings me happiness and peace, and it is a hobby like any other, and I intend to enjoy it for as long as humanly possible. We can explain without apology, and I feel like when we do that, we begin to set up the framework of the boundary, stating without actually saying so, that you can observe, but you cannot tear down. The bottom line is really very simple. We are all, each one of us, entitled to enjoy something that we love, regardless of whether anyone else loves it or approves. I think sometimes, the criticism comes in around the fact that people believe that dolls are for children. These dolls are not for children. There can be versions of these dolls that children can enjoy. However, if you're going for hyperrealism and you're starting to become someone who appreciates artistry that really has a price tag attached to it, you'll understand that a child should never handle dolls that are costly, dolls that are expensive, dolls that are an investment. This is artwork. It might be a niche art form, but it is absolutely an art form that artists produce. So, the fact that it is in the form of a doll, I think is where people can get hung up. Yet, I find it so ironic that grown men can enjoy model cars and model boats and playing video games. Now, aren't video games technically for kids? Yet I know grown men who spend hours playing video games in their spare time. And that's deemed okay. So we have to be willing to put up those boundaries and feel confident and steady in our convictions. But guys, I hope that at the end of the day, that you're in this hobby freely, that no one has ever made you feel like you can't be here and that you can't enjoy these dolls and that you can't spend your money on these dolls. That's another thing I've heard, that people have been told, why are you spending good money on something like this? Why are you spending so much money on something like this? It doesn't matter. It is nobody's business. And I think that it's time for everyone to just feel in their power and to understand that we do not have to answer to anyone, that nobody should take away our freedom of enjoying what we love. And look, it's okay to not understand, but it is absolutely not okay to condemn, especially to condemn someone that you love. So I hope that this little chat resonated. Let me know if you have experienced that pushback. Let me know if someone has ever tried to make you not collect or make you feel bad for your choice of being in this hobby. I really hope that hasn't happened to you. It really hasn't happened to me. Now, I might be talking a big game here. I am very confident within this hobby, and yet there are moments where I will feel a bit insecure when I choose to bring my doll out in public. But I have been in stores with my doll. I have been in public with my dolls. I take my dolls out in the stroller when I feel like it. And if anyone were to want to say anything, I guess it really depends on who the person is. I'd have to say my confidence at times is on a sliding scale. So I think it depends on the situation. If I'm around strangers, I might be more confident because they don't know me, I don't know them, and I really don't care what other people think, strangers think of me. If I were to run into a family member or a friend and they see me with a doll, I don't know really what I would feel. I probably initially would feel a bit awkward, but again, I think that the fact that I'm working on becoming more and more confident with each passing day, with each passing year, I think I can get to a place where I can say, yeah, it is what it is. This is what I do. This is what I enjoy. And leave it at that. And the reason I have brought up other sorts of hobbies that are more widely accepted is because I think that we can gain confidence and security by accessing that fact, by knowing that there isn't anything wrong with what we are doing. It technically isn't any different than any other hobby. Because, look, I don't understand the appeal of playing video games all day, or at all, really. I don't understand the appeal of even the game of golf, which my husband enjoys immensely. I don't get it. Nor would I be interested in racing a model boat across the water. Maybe that would be something to experience, but it isn't going to bring me the same joy and happiness that I'm going to derive from this particular hobby. And I feel as though once we can fully accept that there's nothing wrong here, there's nothing taboo, we don't need to hide, we shouldn't be made to feel bad, we shouldn't be made to feel as though we need to apologize to anyone for our choice, for doing what we love, for a hobby that connects us to a part of ourselves that simply wants to feel alive, wants to feel at peace, wants to feel at home with whom we really are. Once we truly accept that we have every right under the sun to experience this, that is where confidence, true confidence, begins to grow. That is where we can begin to set up those boundaries and state that regardless of who you're talking to, whether it's your spouse, your friend, your sister, your brother-in-law, anyone, if someone is staring in your face and or sending you a message that says, we don't approve of what you're doing, your answer is simple. Well, then that's your problem, not mine. Anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed listening to this chat. Definitely weigh in the comment section below. And yes, guys, the secret hidden giveaway is still going on. I'm sort of running a bit behind on that, so bear with me and continue to watch because you will hear more about that in an upcoming video. So I hope it's nice and warm and sunny where you are. I'm jealous if it is. I can't wait to get out there and take a walk in the beautiful warm sunshine and to just sit with the sun on my face. So yeah, that's gonna do it from Ada and me for today, guys. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you again in our next video. Love you guys. Take care.
I think I found it now. What I've been looking for.